God.
This is never doesn't feel like I mean, this is crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah, you don't get to do this in the public tour.
Oh, this is fucking insane.
30 years they transported.
It just keeps going and going. Oh, shit.
What is going on, everyone? And welcome
That
in.
sounded so bad.
It does. It sounds really, really kind of raunchy. Then it's like just a tunnel full of hard bones. Some are a little juicier and limper than others, you know.
Oh goodness.
You're so welcome for that. Welcome in, everyone, to the special night that Frankanie requested last night, and I'm fulfilling, as she had questions about the Catacombs, and I see people in the chat, a couple questions already in. So, also, besides the questions that Frankanie's going to be, already has dictated to ask, which I'm not sure, I don't know any of them, so I'm not sure if I can answer them exactly, or how direct I can be about them. But if people in the chat have questions, ask them. I will star them and try to go through them kind of periodically here or there, or at the end. I'm trying not to stay up all night like last night, because this morning was quite a bitch.
Mine too.
Sam kicked me out of bed, basically. He was like, hey, your alarm's going off. Get the fuck up.
Oh gosh. My alarm went off too early. And then I couldn't go back to sleep when I wanted to. It was horrible. But then I got an hour and a half massage, so it made up for it.
Oh, yeah, my ankles absolutely it was brutal today. I was like,
Ow.
That's tiring, and that's tiring. That actually is tiring, you know, when you have like constant pain.
Oh, I don't remember a day I haven't had constant pain.
Well, I know, but this is like direct, you know, where you're like limping almost. It makes it so much worse.
It's like you don't want to step, but you have to.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, some of these questions I see Wendell's is asking a couple. There's a couple. Some of these I'm not sure how I'm going to answer some of these, because I'm going to be like trying to think of a moment or something really quickly, and nothing's going to come to mind. Because now it's been like 5-6 times, so it's like, well, now it's been like 6-7 times. So now it's like there's a lot of different things.
That was one of my questions. How many times have you been?
Let's start this off. We'll start off with that one. That's a good one. How many times have we been have I been in the catacombs?
Correct.
And / with Sam, even kind of co or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 times.
Okay.
7 times. 3 times me and Sam by ourselves. Once with Groovy Gavin. 2 nights with the overnight channel, and then this last time with the Salties channel.
Yes, 7 times. So.
Oh, and real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize. This is a little off. This is the abnormal show, so I'm not used to it. Hi, James. Hi, Wendell's. Kathy,
hi.
I see you in here.
Yay.
I want to say hi to everyone and make sure everyone gets recognized. This is what we do around here. So I may periodically say hi to someone if they pop in all of a sudden. So, okay. So we touched upon the amount of times, 7 times total that I've been in there at least.
So what is your favorite part? And is it different each time?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I would say it is different each time. Just because things change.
Right.
When you're down there, things do change. Whether it's bones, the lack of bones, maybe it feels like someone's cleaned it out. People rearrange the bones in certain ways, like with the Salties group, where they had stacked the bones. Because they had showed me a photo saying, hey, can we see this? And I went, I don't know where that is. But that was a room I'd already been in before, but someone had gone in and stacked all the bones like that. So I was like, oh, well, someone's been busy down here while I was away. So I would say it's every time it's something different or going to a new spot potentially. So that becomes more exciting if it's turns out to be something good. I'd say it changes every time.
Like the castle. That was new for you.
Yes, that was. They made me say that on camera. Even like this is the first time I've been here too. I
Right.
just never detoured that side route because of that side has a lot of water, flooded tunnels. So I didn't even know if I could get to it.
Speaking of water, in the beginning, there seemed to be a running or stream with a current, right? And would you say that was because of the natural well?
So the natural well creates a lot of the water down there, and then there's runoff from up above from the like the sewers from the roads and stuff. Not the sewers, but like from the roadway, from the sewer. The
Grains.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's all like natural, clean water, basically. I mean, I wouldn't be drinking it, but uh, what the current is when you're seeing it too is us walking a lot, so we're sloshing and that's causing to go. But also remember when you're going in, as soon as you get through the first probably like 15 minutes, you're starting to go downhill. You are gradually going downhill. So naturally the water is going to start running downhill. Obviously, so it always is kind of flowing. It just depends
Right.
on. It just depends on. It doesn't flow very. It's not powerful. It's not like you're worried about getting swept away or something like that. I mean, I guess unless some massive storm came, and like flooded the entire thing, which is a concern, I guess. But it's not strong water. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It's more just pool. It's more just pooling water.
Pooling water, right? But you said your feet were cold. So is like the water like river cold? How cold is it?
It's, I guess, dictate what would be considered cold water, like 50
Degrees?
Yeah. Is
That's
that cold?
cold.
Is that cold water? So whatever you think of as just neutral water, that's kind of the catacombs, plus then maybe a little colder. It's pretty neutral, but when you're in the water for that long and you're then out of the water, then you're back in the water. And it's cool down there. It stays pretty cool down there. So
Right.
that's what creates the cold effect. Or if you stop and rest and then you get back that's the whole point. It's kind of like you're just re-exposing yourself to that. And that's what creates like the cold feeling is plus like this last time I didn't wear my waders, I didn't even take them. And I took off my shoes after the however long exactly it was down there. Oh my God. I've never seen my feet so white and pruny. Like the entire bottoms of my feet and up the sides were like that. I was like, kill me. I did not even shower that day. I was so tired. I had to like 3 or 4. No, I did later that day, but I got back. I took off my shoes. I changed into just relax clothes, had a few drinks, and just like was like laid on the bed there on top of the main cover, not under the cover, just on the main cover. It was like for 6 hours. I just fucking out. Because I didn't sleep down there. So like this last time, the two people, the guy and the girl, they slept for a couple hours. That motherfucker snores. The main guy in the video, he snores so fucking loud. It was like a bear was in that little cave room with us, and we were like, I was like, what is that? They were like, that's him. I tried to get it on camera, but it didn't come out very good. I tried to get it some sound of it, but
Was that when they were in the tent?
Yes. I made a cameo during it before the first group of people came through and they woke me up. I'm in the back there while they're eating. I'm in the back, like laid against the thing on my backpack, like for like 30 minutes while they were eating. And when the first group of people came, they were like, Ben, get up.
There's people.
Pretty much that was what it was. It was like they didn't know what to do at first, because they were like, oh shit.
Yeah. That I have a question about that later. But still speaking of water, and then when you're going further, and then you come upon just water, it seems like it's stagnant. Is it stagnant, and is it the same temperature? Is it warmer because it's stagnant, and does it smell?
It does not smell. There's actually no smell down there.
Really?
There are a couple smells during it, and I'm not going to try to explain the point of it, but there was like in the overnight video, no Troy. No.
I have a question about that too, Troy.
Yeah, but hi, Troy. No, it's not. So no, there is no smell, but there is a couple times. So like in the overnight, there was we went around this one corner, and Ginger was like, "Ooh, it smells like someone's doing like sage or something." She was thinking someone did like a ritual, and she's not wrong. It does kind of smell like sage, but that's an old. And again, do not ask me to explain this. I can't. It's an old what they call the fuel injection points in the catacomb area in the old mines. It was a fuel injection point, so it still has a slight scent. It smells like fuel, but it does kind of smell like sage. But it's just like a couple small areas that happens. Other than that, it has no smell. The water doesn't smell bad. It's not murky. It doesn't like stagnant like a kind of like a nasty ass pond. It's not like that or anything like that, because it is constantly kind of flowing, but there are kind of stationary sections. But again, there's another well somewhere that's kind of slowly seeping up fresh water into it constantly, I think. And that's what kind of keeps it fresh, so to say.
Right.
So it's not really stagnant.
That's kind of good.
But all the water is kind of the same temperature, at least that I've been able to tell. We've been in multiple different sections with different water levels, and
it doesn't matter if it's like fresh going like it was in the beginning by the natural well, or even further down. It's all kind of the same temp.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, Spaz, I see you texting me all of a sudden. This is Frankanie's night. This is the ladies' night, okay? How dare you?
Settle down.
How dare you?
He gets Wednesday night.
I know.
Jeez.
If he sends me a photo, he said he will twice. He never has.
If he doesn't, I'm going to send that one. I'm just saying. So going back to Troy's, what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom down there? And people have probably gone down to the bathroom down there. And so can sometimes you smell that?
Well, I can't speak to what some of the people that stay down there long term do. Like if they're down there a long time, I can't speak to that. If you're gonna piss, I've told every group I'm with, I'm like, hey, if you're gonna piss, just go around the corner, let us know where you're going, and just piss. It's fine, whatever. Now, if someone, I've never had to deal with the other, so I couldn't tell you.
Right.
Has anyone ever done it? Of course, I'm sure, but no. Again, I have never had a bad smell down there at all.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow. So, like when you fall into the water, you're not exactly worried that you just fell into something gross.
Well, you go into the ocean. Do you know you're swimming in a toilet? Of course you are. So.
No, I'm not.
That's what the ocean is. The ocean is a giant. Yeah, the ocean is a joint. A joint toilet. Good Lord, my Boston just came out.
You're in a corridor that's like this wide with puddles. I'm just saying, there's a little bit of difference.
No, I know. There's no smell. I'm not. I guess if you think about that, then you would be like, well, why am I down here and be awful? I think you just understand, just like if you go into a pool, some kid is fucking pissed in there. I mean, yes, okay, there's chlorine, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's the same thing, kind of like you just accept it and move on. But have I ever seen shit? No.
Really?
Nope.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
No windows, not even urine smell. I've never had a smell down there. It's drafty and just drafty enough that it keeps it's not completely stale and stagnant because there are different openings around, and that creates kind of a natural airflow, even
Isn't
though
that
you're underground.
Yeah, because one of my questions is it dusty and musty?
Dusty, it is a little bit because obviously you're kicking up dust and stuff when you're walking down dirt, bone, even what I call bone dust.
Right.
So it is a bit dusty, but it never becomes like overbearing where you're like choking up, like you can't breathe or something. Because that's what they asked me too this last time. It's like, are there any areas where we might go to where it's hard to breathe or something like that? Like we're gonna run low. I'm like, I haven't found it.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
People with asthma might be worried about that.
Yeah. Well, and they were thinking, oh, we're gonna go so deep that we're gonna like really run out of oxygen. I'm like, no, I haven't found that area yet. Let's put it that yet. Let's leave
Yes.
it yet. If I do, you may never hear from me again.
Right.
I'll just be lightheaded and euphoric. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. When you were tramping around, it seemed like when you were walking on the bones, it was quiet and like you couldn't hear you walking on the bones, but when you were just walking in the dust and the mud or whatever, it seemed really noisy.
The bones are, like I said, they're kind of a mixture of, because they've been down there for so long, and it is, like I said, it's kind of damp because of the moisture of the air, the water. The bones have slowly started to kind of disintegrate a little bit. So the more people that climb over them, that's when they start to disintegrate. That's why some of the tunnels have kind of shrunken in quantity a little bit. Also, people take them and move them around and stuff like that and shit like that. But I mean, the bones are damp. They are damp.
So do they break when you step on them or when you have to crawl over them?
Not entirely. Like now, if you grab like a full on skull or a pelvic bone or something out of a damp area, yeah, they tend to like crumble a little bit, crack.
Really?
Yeah, our guy Elton on the overnight, he was in the back of that tunnel, and he wanted to go. He was like, "Yeah, I can't go any further. We can't do this." I told him we couldn't, but he was like, "Yeah, I can't." And he saw like a full almost skeleton. He reached and he grabbed like, I think he said the pelvic bone, and he was like, "Oh God, it fell in half." He was like, "I feel so bad right now." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just up there, you know. I mean, literally rotting away, post
Oh.
rotting, I guess, whatever you want to call it."
Oh, yeah, right.
Again,
So,
chat. Any of your questions, if we don't talk about them during the thing, I'll pull them up later on or randomly throughout. So I'm starring them as we go. So if
oh
they're
no.
kind of in line with what we're talking about, I don't mind pulling them up and kind of let's keep the flow going here.
Okay. Is there any good questions you should answer now?
Well, we can hit Troy real quick then. When did they stop putting bodies in there?
Yes.
I would say that was probably the late 1700s, mid to late
Wow.
1700s. That was like the last, I think that was the last main kind of dump down there. And that was one of the plagues because one of the famous cemeteries was getting so full that it was like, I think they said it was something like a meter or two higher than the ground around it. And the smell. So during the night, they emptied it so not to upset people because it was like some known parishioners that were buried there or whatever, and so they removed them. And I think that was the last time that they did. So it's been
400 years?
250, 300 plus years, yeah, since that at least.
Wow.
And that's approximate. I don't think anyone has an exact record on like when the last like so to say movement of people down there was. I don't think anyone
Right.
has an exact record of that. But
Right. It was so interesting when you guys were in that cavern that was just full of bones, and you're like, how did all these bones get there? Because
little by little over a lot of time.
so do you think they just went through the tunnels and like like throwing skeleton pieces into this
It's a
hole in the wall?
I literally have to think that they literally just had like a couple openings and they literally just dumped them down there, and then people were in the old mine shafts down there as workers and moving them further in.
Wow.
That's the only thing I can think of, unless
Yeah.
they used to have a real tunnel. But I'm gonna guess they literally just dumped them down like a fucking couple of holes, and then people moved them. I'm gonna guess. I couldn't tell you for sure. I don't know if there's a legit written record or if it's all just guesses by historians.
Right.
Because I think it was, it's something that I think a lot of people didn't want to talk about.
I'm sure.
Hey, Mav.
Hey, Mav. So you also were telling your Hebrew friends about levels. How many levels do you think there is? Does anybody actually know?
That's a good question. There are 3 known levels. Number 2 is not very well mapped that I'm aware of, and number 3, to my knowledge, is not at all.
Oh, wow.
And number 2 and 3, even sometimes when we've gone, I'm like, crap, is this number 2 or 3? Because it's kind of number 2 almost just feels like a half level.
Like a sub level?
Yeah, kind of like it feels like you got that real quick. I want to say let me pull this up in the background here. I got to minimize this to pull this up. I want to see if this does state anything more specific. Because I would like to go and see more further, like try to do more. Let me see. Okay, that zoomed in way too much. I want to. There might be a 4th level, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, because anybody who's ever gone down to the 4th level has never made it back.
That's
the Catacomb monster movie.
That's a I don't know if there is a 4th level. Would I be surprised? No.
Right.
But I know that there's 3. As far as I know, there's only 3, but maybe there's like a little other passage. But as far as that may be a question you had, so maybe this is going to be 2 and 1. There has only been technically known 1 death in the catacombs.
No.
Now, outside of some of the workers, maybe, or like old miners, actual, like, since the end of the catacomb time, like in minings, there's only been actually 1 known death.
So people actually, you don't get lost. Like the people who got lost down there actually found their way back out, or
you do. Well, maybe we don't now. Known of. That's why I had to specify. I have to specify known of, and even he made it to the exit, and then died.
Oh,
He was an
damn.
old. I forgot his name. He was an old. I think he was like a security guard, and there was always this tale about like a illegal, like hidden liquor room in the catacombs. And so they say, like, one night he was there, and he's like, "I'm gonna go find it." He went, and 3 days later, he wound up at the entry, face down. He was dead, and he had apparently a bottle of liquor in his hand. Now, I don't know if that's really like a just a telltale, or if that's legit, because that man was dedicated. Let's put it that way. If it's true.
A man after my own heart.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, God damn, that's a hell of a bottle to die for.
Right.
Better have been fucking good.
Moonshine from 1700.
Oh, damn.
Has anybody measured the depth? Like, how far would you say underground is it? Is it 30 feet? Is it 50 feet?
Oh, yeah.
75?
How far underground? That I highly doubt anyone's actually done it, because, again, I don't think the catacombs is fully mapped even.
Right.
So, because, again, the areas that we go to, that we've been to, cover, I mean, I'll exaggerate even, cover 20% of all the catacombs. And that's
Right.
high. It's probably only like 10% of the entire catacombs. And 3 levels, because if you watch any of the videos, you see within about 30 minutes, we're 50 feet underground already.
Right.
Within 20, 30 minutes, we're 50 feet underground. About an hour in, we're like 200 feet underground. And we haven't gone downstairs yet.
That's
You probably end up about 400 feet underground.
Yeah.
Because again, you're
Wow.
constantly slowly going downhill.
Right.
It's pretty. You're underground. I mean, you're
Right. And then you guys would come across these things like holes in the walls. Sometimes they would have a ladder or they would just go straight down and like you couldn't see the bottom.
Yeah, those are some of the old shafts that would go down to some of the lower levels. Now, whether we come across those later on or just haven't found our way back to that on a different level, I don't know. But I'm not going to trust those. I'm not going to trust the ladders.
Right.
I'm not going to trust those. Absolutely not.
Have you ever dropped one of your glow sticks down them?
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh.
I did in one of. Let me see if I can pull this up because it's actually. Well, no, I don't even have a good shot of it, do I? It was on the overnight one. We're on the still on the first level. There's a spot where we look down, and it literally is about, I'm gonna guess, about 100 foot down, and then it's just water, like a lake, and you can see through the water. It's clear, and it looks like it goes down another like 30, 40 feet.
Wow.
And we were like, holy shit, how did we get down there? I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to go down there. It's like, it's a lake. Why would I want to go down there?
Cannonball.
So that could be part of the start of the natural well that kind of springs up randomly. Maybe
That would make sense.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I don't know how to get to that. We've never spent that much time because there's other shit we're looking at.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sometimes, speaking of water, you can't see how deep the water is. Have you ever fallen into like deep holes and be like, oh, now I'm soaked up to my neck?
No. Luckily, I have not fallen into any holes or openings. Usually, you just end up stubbing your fucking toe. That hurts. Then you get to walk for like another like 5 hours while you're like
That stuff.
in pain. But the deepest we've gone is probably, I'd say, about waist deep. And at that point, went, well, this isn't going anywhere, and turned around. It's like, okay, this is too much. This is too deep. This isn't worth it. Because all you could see literally for like down the whole tunnel, as far as you could see with the flashlight, was the same
Water.
thing. And you're like, yeah. And then, like, I don't even know where I'm going at this point.
Right.
So
Are those would those be tunnels that like aren't mapped?
no, they could be mapped. We just didn't know where we were on the map. That was one of the times we got lost. And we turned around. So it might be, but a lot of the tunneling will say like, but again, things change down there. So sometimes a tunnel can say submerged, unpassable, because it is. But maybe a year later, it will kind of lowered a little bit for some reason.
Right.
So it's kind of, you avoid them, but you take a chance maybe to go see if you can get to something else. So that's why you can't see all of the catacombs necessarily, because some of it's submerged.
Wow. Was there any part that was submerged that hadn't been submerged before that you saw?
No, luckily on the our normal route that we've done, we've been at different times of the year, even like summertime, wintertime, fall, stuff like that. It's stayed relatively consistent. It's gone down a little bit sometimes. Like this last time actually was fairly low. I was kind of surprised. The water was actually pretty low.
But it's also summer there too, right?
That was
spring. It was June, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would be their kind of drier season, yeah.
Okay. Now, you had told the Hebrew group that you were going to come upon a surprise, and I'm guessing that surprise was Richard's bone, and you knew it was there already?
No.
Oh, so
no.
What was the surprise that
I don't remember what I told them.
Okay.
Oh no! I think I said you're about to see a surprise because I had seen it I had seen it, but I didn't know it was going to be there. I was
You
just
had
ahead
seen
of
it
them.
previously.
No, like literally at that moment, I had seen it, and I turned around to check on them, and I was like, "Well, we have a surprise already."
Okay.
Because
Okay.
we were so early into the trip. I was like, "That's not supposed to be here."
Okay.
Because they were like, "Is that a damn bone already?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's not supposed to be here." So someone had tried to apparently take it out,
Right.
and I dropped it and didn't realize it or something. And so I was like, "Well, we're gonna take this back since we're going down. I'm gonna take it back and put it back somewhere."
Right. So why did you pick the area you did to put it back?
It just seemed reasonable because I knew that before the first time we'd been there with the overnight channel, uh, that was where a lot of the bones had been stacked before someone came in and like built the like towers.
Uh-huh.
They had actually kind of been stacked, and so I thought that would be a nice place to just kind of put him back. Maybe people wouldn't bother him because also you have to crawl through that fucking hole in the wall to get to it.
Oh,
So I
because
figured
when
it.
you put it there, it just looked like there wasn't much of Richard. You know, it was a skull and a few bones.
Oh yeah, no, that was the room with all the
Oh,
the big stacked tall bones. Yeah, that
okay.
was the room, and with like there's an altar in there, like a little shrine. We don't know who that was. The best we guess is like some explorer that uh or something. We don't know who the hell it was. It was dated 2020, so
Oh.
no idea who it was.
All right. Is there a good question in comments before we go on?
Mav is asking, what are the cemeteries like now? I'm assuming that I would say they're probably beautiful now. I'm sure they're much more kept up. Plus, standards of cemeteries have changed, haven't they?
Well, yeah, and then there's a
Compared to
few
those days.
famous people that, I mean, I'm sure a lot of famous people, but like Jim Morrison, his cemetery is actually famous for other famous people, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this was the initial plague, and then the like mid 1700s where it was, or late 1600s, early 1700s where it was like people would just die of disease, and shit, and they weren't buried properly, like contained properly, in their lead line concrete, whatever. I don't know what UK policy is for burials, but so it was you could imagine the smell probably.
Right. Well, I mean, back then, was there even a policy? I mean, they
No, it
made,
was like a cheap wooden coffin probably, and that's it. I mean, like there was no like that, so that's why they
right.
went to that extreme, so to say, to clean it up. Uh, I would say there's a couple others. I'll just grab James right now, real quick, and we'll move on. And
That was one
I've
of my
got others start.
questions too.
Okay, well then here's 2 for 1.
Yes.
Yeah, noises. I guess it depends on what you mean by noises. Do you mean like scary noises, or do you mean like other people and you're like, oh shit?
I meant like above ground noises, traffic, horns. You're under a building and you can tell you're under a building.
Nope. The most we've ever heard is there are certain parts where you're in proximity and you can not to say hear it, but you kind of hear the reverberation of like the train
Right.
coming through the rock. But
Okay.
you're still way underground, but you can hear the reverberation of it from above. Now, I don't know if that's like a train station or if that's just a single train. I don't know, but it could be one of the main train yards, and that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. When you're
So,
underground, it's kind of hard to dictate exactly where you are to the upper ground.
right, that's what I was going to ask. So you're walking through these tunnels, but you don't actually know what's above you. It's not mapped in that way.
It is a little, you can kind of gauge, but I guess when you're underground too, you're not really thinking about that either. Like if you wanted me to look at this map and do an overlay of the normal street, I could to a degree,
Okay.
but at some point you're gonna not be correct because you're not gonna know the exact distance or direction, and you're just gonna be start drawing lines like under people's houses and shit.
Right. How far you enter at one point and you're in one point in Paris, like do you think like it's underground the whole city? I mean, or is it like a section of, just the south side of Paris or something?
It's not the whole city, definitely not, but it does take up a significant section of the like mid central south of Paris.
So where's the Eiffel Tower in that?
The Eiffel Tower would be like north,
Okay.
kind of north, slightly northwest.
Okay.
I don't know the distance again because whether these maps are complete too is something that we don't know. So it could go further. There could be like one tunnel that just keeps going, and we don't know.
Is it like the maps like keep growing because people are like, oh, we went this part, so here's a whole new part of the map, and oh, we went over here and there's a whole new other side of the map? Is it a map that's in progress always?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a curious question because I think a lot of this is known stuff, and then, but like I said, there are some places that they say are insurpassable because of flooding or prior collapses. So, was this mapped at some point previously before that happened, or was there another way in from another side, or are they just going off some other map and kind of connecting the dots and trying to put it together? I can't specify that because I'm not 100% sure. It's a interesting thing.
Uh-huh. So when you go down there, do you always use the same map you've always used?
Yeah, which the first 3 times we didn't even have a map.
Did I? Okay, maybe not. It seems like I might have saw Sam holding a phone app of a map
That
in
was
one of them.
that was the 4th time.
Okay,
The first 3 times we didn't have a map.
so you just went down there.
We went down with just basic directions that I'd gotten from a guy who was supposed to know what he was doing, which he did. Everything he told us is correct. Everything he said is correct. But the difference was when you have instructions compared to a visual map or someone saying, hey, it's going to take you about 20 minutes, say, from point A to point B, 20 minutes. If it's just, hey, go forward, you'll find this turn, you don't know how far you're supposed to go. So after a while, you might go, did I miss it?
Right.
And that's kind of where we were at. And even the 3rd time without a map, we almost still made it to the bone area without a map.
Uh-huh.
Still
Wow.
almost made it. We just finally gave up at some point. We got turned around in one section. We were like, screw it, and went back.
Because you will hear they ask you a lot of times and in different videos, and you're like, oh, it's like 20 minutes further, or it's like 3 hours till we get back.
It's approximate depending on how fast we're moving, and stuff like that. Because sometimes some of the groups that there's one person that wants to like stay behind slowly, or like with the overnight channel, I've gotten like tweaked the groin muscle, and so I was the one that was lagging behind, like in misery the entire way out. That's a good question too, Wendy. I don't know, Wendell. I've never taken a compass down there. I've never taken a compass. GPS obviously will not, because you are so far underground. That kind of connects to your next question that you just did. Compasses, I don't know. I'm going to say probably not.
Wow.
I'm going to say maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. That would be something interesting I could try. But yeah, no, you have no. So as soon as you're near the entrance, you almost have no signal already.
Wow.
Before you even go in. And once you're in, yeah, there's 0 signal.
Right. So, and
Absolutely none.
you can't even really tell which direction you're going once you're down there.
Yeah, you have a general idea if you're going by the map and you're kind of estimating. You're like, okay, well, I know I'm going north, but
Okay.
you're not like 100%, especially when you start making turns. That's the last thought you have in your head is what direction I'm going. Just am I not going to get lost? You know, don't miss a turn kind of thing. But yeah, cell phones, absolutely not. No. No, no, no.
Okay. It was really interesting because you came upon this tunnel that you wanted to go through, but it was totally blocked off, and you're like, well, I want to see what's on the other side, but you knew what was on the other side because you'd been there before, but they had blocked it off. Weren't you concerned when you busted through it that maybe it was blocked off for a reason? Maybe
No,
there's a dead body in there?
no, not really. I mean, at the same time, what am I going to do? I'm already down there. Go see. Why not? Because I'd already been there. I know what was there. Now they blocked it off. Now, later on, finding out it's because they built the stacks, and so they blocked it off to deter people going in potentially from destroying them or fucking with them because they built those stacks of leg bones in
Okay.
there from the floor to the ceiling. But no, I mean I'd been there, so I was like, so when we left, we did try to rebuild the wall a little bit.
Oh, you
W-
did.
We were
Okay.
kind of unsuccessful. They kept falling in, and I was like, at some point, I was like, fuck it, close enough, like, good enough. Like we tried, guys, we tried.
And you said, like, when you're going in, you're going downhill. So when you're coming back out to exit again, can you tell that you're going uphill?
Not really. No, I mean, there might be a couple points here and there where you kind of sense it, but no, it's so gradual
Right?
that when you get that far down, you don't even realize you went that far. Everyone who sees like the third manhole when we're I think by we're getting towards like the lantern room, they look up and they go, "Holy shit." Like they don't even realize they put a flashlight up and they can't even see the manhole. And they're like, "Holy shit." They don't even realize they've been going downhill the whole time.
Right?
It's so gradual that yeah, you actually really don't notice it.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that. Except for you're going against maybe the water that's going downhill.
Yeah, you
That
can
might
though
be your only clue.
yeah, you can see the water's flowing in certain areas. You can see
Right.
it's flowing. Now, some of those areas are more built up, so obviously it's more obvious. Okay, water's going to run downhill, but you don't really realize entirely the entire time you're going down. You don't
Right.
seem to really realize it. So that's kind of when you realize that you're that far underground, you're like, "Holy crap! What are we doing down here?"
Okay, so you talked about the lantern room, and we've seen that before in your videos. It might have been with the overnight channel, um, but one thing is it lantern or in the video it's spelled something minus the n, so lantern. So is it
Yeah,
lantern or lantern? And I'm guessing that's if it's lantern and it's because all the lights are there. That's why it's named Lantern Room.
yeah. The let me see. Let me do this. I've never done it. Just while I'm here.
And
Yeah,
when you
so
talk,
so lantern is just French for lantern.
okay, okay,
So that's what I figured it was. But it also says lantern room on another plaque in that room that's spelled lantern.
oh,
There is another little plaque in there that they put. And I don't know why I told them they were asking me why is this the lantern room? And I was like, I don't know. I'm assuming it was like a midway point. There's not a lot of history on some of these rooms. People just do things down there. I'm assuming there was kind of like a midway point to stop. They have that seating area. It's kind of like a take a break
yeah.
kind of area before you go on the second journey, the second leg of it.
And that was really interesting too, kind of the seating areas. It was like, it seemed ancient. It seemed like it wasn't just put there, and maybe in our century to people to sit. It seemed like it'd been there a while.
Yeah, and some of that could have been from. I'm assuming a lot of that was probably from the original miners. They probably dug out a bunch of different kind of
Areas.
little resting sitting areas. I'm sure that a lot of that's from them. A lot of it might have been done afterwards. Again, a lot of those rooms, when they wanted me to look up history for the Saltese channel,
Right.
I was like, I'll see what I can find, but a lot of it's probably like urban legends, kind of thing. So like, don't ask me. I'll look and I'll try to tell you, but just roll with it. I mean, just go with it. I mean, can I explain the glitzy room where they're like legs hanging from the wall? No, I can't explain that.
Right? Or the birdcage room.
Yeah, I can't explain. Some people just were like, yeah, this seems artistic. Let's
Yeah.
go with it.
Let's go with it. So that was my other thing is, did you go to, there's an area called, forgive my pronunciation, but Les Cellier.
Yes.
Is that correct? Did you
Le Cellier, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
did you take them there? Because you've been there in other videos.
We did go there because that's where the leg room is, I think. If I'm
Oh,
not mistaken, Le Cellier. What they did in their videos, they kind of mixed it. They kind of chopped up some of the rooms and put them together.
okay.
So Le Cellier and La Plage, or the beach, just has a bunch of different rooms in it. And Le Cellier is actually where the doll is hanging too.
Right. But in other videos, those areas look like they're a lot bigger.
Yeah, they're actually quite large,
Area.
cavernous type rooms. Yeah.
Yes, kind of with corners. It just kind of keeps going and going.
For the most part, yeah. And then eventually you reach the kind of like some ends where they kind of like collapsed previously. I don't know how long ago, when exactly, but yeah, it's.
Is there a reason why they're named those names? And do we know who named them? What's the history behind them?
I couldn't tell you who named like La Plage, but that means the beach. And that was because of the beach room where it has like the waves on the wall.
Okay.
And they literally took the floor. They didn't even show it, but the floor is literally sand.
Right.
Someone took sand down there and covered the floor. That used to be, I believe, the old theater room. And so they made it like a little like hangout theater room, and that's what they just started calling it, the beach.
Maybe that's what the wheelbarrow is for.
As to Le Cellier, I couldn't tell you. Again, there's not a lot of history. A lot of it's just like, oh, some people way back in the day who decided to make some artsy rooms and show their artistic talent at graffiti and stuff. Even the big goblin guy at the beginning of La Plage on the beach, there's no real history on him except for that some cataphiles or some explorers went down, built him up, and it symbolizes like holding up the world, basically. That's like the history on him.
Holding up the world from the underground. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. There's not a lot of history on some of these. It's urban legends, I would say.
And you had talked about the museum, but I don't ever remember seeing the museum.
We passed by the museum.
Is it a thing? You didn't go in there? I mean,
there is a catacomb museum, an official catacomb museum. You can go in, it's open to the public, you can get tickets. It's extremely popular. So you have to get tickets like 2 to 3 months in advance when they're available. So we've just never been able to get them. We wouldn't mind doing it, but when you're in the underground part, the actual like illegal side of it, you do pass by it, but the tunnels are collapsed.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot access it, and vice versa. I think that's why they collapsed them, so that they could do the museum, but contain it away from, so people wouldn't like wander off and like, So I don't know if they did it purposely. I'm assuming they did intentionally collapse the few entry points.
All right.
Because actually, if you just for your own curiosity here. Oh God. It's not like I'm sharing secret information here or something like that, because it's publicly, it's it's public. Anyone can go online and find this. Not like it's a secret. Like right here. Let me see if I can do this enough. This is the Catacomb Museum.
Okay.
We walk right here. There went Frankanie's phone. She got startled.
I did. It freaked me out for a minute.
This is the lantern room. We walk right by this entry into the Catacomb Museum.
Okay.
And up here a bit. You walk by some of this and you cannot go. It's collapsed. But this is the Catacomb Museum.
Oh, okay.
So.
But nobody can get to it.
Well, no, because this is the public. This is the public museum.
Oh, this is okay.
This is the actual public Catacomb Museum. That's why it's red, meaning you cannot get to it.
Okay.
So everything else is where we're going, but this is all collapsed.
Wow.
And you can't get to it. I mean, not this part is not collapsed, but the entries into this area are all collapsed.
Okay.
So, and that's all public. That's all public knowledge. Anyone can Google and find that map. Nothing special. I don't think that thing's been updated in a long time, so that's why I said stuff changes.
I might have to turn on some lights here.
Oh, you don't. No one wants to see it.
I know. I prefer the dark too, but it's when you're old, you can't see like you used to. Wait,
Yes, Windows, and it's an actual public museum. You can Google Paris Catacomb Museum in Paris, and you'll see it'll pull up a website for it. Yes.
Have you, like, all the times you go down there, like, do you get scared? Like, I get scared at the Battery Russell, and it's like above ground. And does anything, like, you're just wandering through there? And like you said, when you were down there with Groovy and you turn out all the lights and there's nothing but darkness and silence, like, that would freak me out. Do you get scared when you're down there?
No.
7 times ever?
No. The only time I got nervous was the third time we went or tried to go before we were, or it would have been the second time. We tried to go. We went back-to-back nights the first 2 times when we were in Paris, and we tried to go. And whole time Sam backed out. The second night he went in farther, but then he was like, "No, I'm going to stop," because we had talked to the guy briefly on the phone, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, you got to go farther," like trying to give us an approximate for the distance, And I was like, "Okay." So we went further. We got to the well where it gets deeper, and that was where Sam was like, "I'm done." And he went back, and he went back, and I was like, "Well, I hope he doesn't miss the turn." So I kept going.
You separated?
Yeah, I kept going again by myself for the second night in a row. I went another 25 minutes. That was about the timeline I gave. I was like, okay, well, I'll give it 20, 25 more minutes. So I went, and at that point I was in a tunnel just of water, and I was like, it sounds like a waterfall in front of me.
Right,
like echoing through the tunnel. And I was like, I walked further, and I'm literally like, I'm alone, no cell signal, don't know where Sam is, no one else knows I'm down here. No, I'm gonna turn back. And that's when I stopped. That was about the only time I kind of got nervous, where I was like, I don't like this, because I didn't know it was in front of me around the corner, around a little corner. I was like, I don't know what's up there. So like, I didn't know, did I miss a turn? Did I go the wrong way? I didn't know. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop. And then I went back, and Sam had Ubered back to the Airbnb and already showered and was asleep. And I walked the 4 or 5 miles back to the Airbnb because I felt so bad about being so dirty. I didn't want to mess up another Uber's car. So I was like, I walked back by myself in shame.
That's funny. um, and I think this might have been in Gavin Groovy Gavin's video, but you're walking through a corridor passageway, and it's very stone blocked, neatly stone blocked. But then you would come to an area that would be like all loose rock, and then it go back to stone block, and then loose rock. Is that like areas that were closed off? Like that was another tunnel, and they closed it off?
No, so I think I specifically know the area you're thinking of, or the segment, anyways. There's a couple areas where even on the map it says like nice arches, like for talking about architecture and stuff like that. But there's some areas where they have that, and what that usually was when they reinforced a certain section. They felt it was like starting to crumble, so they went and reinforced it. Now the archways, I think, were the original mining structure, the tunnelways. But some of the rock walling, that was some of the restructuring I think they did over time to like strengthen the wall. But then you'll go into the next areas where it's like open because they just never did it because they were like, this is fine. It was just the other section they were worried about. That's the best guess. I think you'd have to like really deep dive into like the mining history of Paris or something to like fully find that. But that's the best information that I know of, is that was like when they were resupporting the walls,
Right.
The hold from collapse.
Do you think because then there was spikes in Groovy Gavin's video, the spikes that were coming out of the wall? You like watch out for those. They're like bars.
Those used to hold the old telephone cables.
Really?
Yeah. Those used to hold the old telephone cables because when we were initially in the first tunnel area, there's 2 old repeater boxes that used to run phone lines down there.
Wow.
And some basic power, and probably some basic power lines, because there are, in a lot of the rooms like La Plage and La Cellier, you'll actually see like old like power light fixtures up there. All, I mean, well rusted away now. There used to actually be some basic power in some of the rooms. Way back when. And then they ripped them out a long time ago.
Okay.
When, I don't know exactly, but I think at the start of probably the 1900s, they ripped them all out.
And then there was like bars and gates and metal gates, or do you?
I couldn't tell you why those are installed. Actually, I couldn't even tell you why there were actually a couple metal gates installed. I have actually no idea. Okay. It is interesting, but they're nice indicator. They're nice markers. It makes it very easy to find your turn when you find the gates.
Right?
What is wrong, Nate? Why are you bitching?
Because he's, I don't know, his toilet's clogged again.
He's having bathroom problems. That's exactly the problem.
Okay. You saw like the Lost Boys. I thought you had only seen them once, but you said saw them twice.
Oh, the 3 the 3 guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were walking down and I noticed a light ahead of us and I was like, okay, and they weren't moving and I was like, oh boy. All right, here we go. I kind of figured, I was like, it's people trying to figure out where they are. And so I was like, no, man, you gotta keep going. Just keep going. You're not even close yet. And we let them disappear. Then we continued. That way they were out of range.
Right.
So for the Saltese filming. And then we came across them again, and I was like, what did I tell you guys? Gotta keep. That's when we were looking at the map. I was showing them on their map because they had it. I was like, no, you gotta go here, here, here. And I was like, yeah, I'm basically a guide at this fucking point. Here, go up here. I was like, yeah, you'll pass this. If you want to go to the bones, you got all the way over here. And they were like, I was like, I don't know if they were going that far. They never really specified. Never saw them again, but that's also because we went to La Plage. I don't know if they stopped there or they went past. We went to the cellular. Then we backtracked to the castle room. So while we were in one of those rooms or the castle room, they may have gone back and left. I don't know.
But that was your first time ever going to the castle room.
Yes.
Did the Hebrew group want to go there, or you just stumbled upon it?
They wanted to know where we were gonna go, kind of like have an idea of what we were gonna hit for the timeline, for the time frame, before they especially before they agreed to the trip. And I was like, well, there's this other room too. It's castle room. Never been there. It's a little off to the side. It looks very feasible. I didn't promise it. And so in their video, there's like a plaque for the Foxy or whatever. In their video, there's like this plaque on the wall. It says Foxy. And they're like, is this someone who used to work here? Like, what? Hopefully they're not down here still, I missed the turn by like literally like 3 feet. It kind of split off and I went one way, ended up in this area where I was stuck. That's where they went over dramatic, like, oh, it's collapsed. He doesn't think he can get there. And I was like, backtrack. I was like, no, let's go this way. And got there. But I did tell him I didn't know if we could get there.
Right. So how big was the castle? Because you really can't tell. Was it just like a sand castle, like it's 1.5 feet high, or was it a lot bigger?
Oh, it was bigger. Let me pull it up here. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Good to see you now,
Andy.
Let me pull it up here. I mean, think about it this way.
Because there was like toy soldiers, and
I mean, think about it this way. I'm standing in the background now. I'm hunched over a little bit because of the roof.
Okay.
But this is actually not. This is not like sand. This is like I didn't even really touch it. I don't know if this is like wax or they did it out of like literally like clay. I think it's more clay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these are grown adults sitting next to it. So I mean, it's a pretty impressive structure just to be in this side room. It's pretty impressive.
But nobody has a history about it. It's just something somebody probably did in that room.
The best thing about it literally is just the description of it. It's just like a room full has this giant castle and it doesn't have anything. And someone then went and put all the little
figurines,
the little figures next to it. Yeah. And it's like, people do some weird, and I don't know where, I didn't know anything about like there was the gargoyles in there, the gargoyle heads on the wall in there. I didn't know about that. So that was like a nice surprise. I was like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Well,
people just do weird shit down there and spend a lot of time doing it. That's dedication. I mean, that's dedication.
Yeah.
to crawl where that was literally crawling on your stomach through a tunnel. We talked about it last night for a little bit. It was literally crawling through through a little tunnel in your stomach to get to it even. I'm like, someone drug material down here to do that?
Right?
What?
That is dedication. So how many tubes of Astroglide did you take down with you to slither through all those holes?
0. I just spit on
it. All right, you're no fun. On your way back, though.
There's a good question real quick. Hi, Megan. Hi, Megan. And you would hate the entrance already. The entrance sucks. I hate the entrance. Most of it's not too bad, tunnel wise, but there are those tight fit spots that you've got to go through. So if you're claustrophobic, just being in a tunnel for that long too would probably drive you absolutely crazy.
All right. So how long is that tunnel through the entrance? Because you kind of like go through like between the sidewalk and a wall, right? To get in there?
The sidewalk and the wall.
I don't know. What, the ground and the wall? It's weird.
Well, are you asking about the entire thing? Yeah, I would probably avoid it, Megan. The last place you want to go and have like a panic attack or like a hyperventilation, type of moment is underground in the cat. I would, it'd probably be like, yeah, no, probably not this. That's like if you have a cat allergy, don't get locked in a tiny room with a cat. Like, why? Don't do it. Just in case, kind of thing. So are you asking how long does it take to go through the whole thing? Or are you asking like how long just the entry?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
The entry, because you said the entry is like the worst part.
The entry is the worst part in the sense of it's not because it's a long entry or anything like that. It's just going through like that hole, and then you come out and you're immediately crouched down in this fucking tunnel. Immediately you're wet. And then I don't know what happened. Someone put concrete down there or threw concrete or like leftover concrete or it somewhat collapsed off the wall or ran off or something. So like half the tunnel is like has this huge concrete mound and you're like having to crawl over and around it and carry your equipment in immediately. And then you're still crouched down. And it's just a pain in the ass. It's just a pain in the ass. The last 2 times, at least I had bought those like tiny little foam, really thin foam knee pad things because my knees have been shit since the military. That helped a lot though. That helped make everything a little more comfortable because I hate the engine. But then you have to go back out that way. And it's worse going back out because then you're going up, climbing up this weird angle out. And it's just like the final fuck you. Get out of here.
And that's the only entrance.
No.
That's like accessible.
That is not the only entrance. There was another question here. Where'd it go? There we go. Wendell's asked it a little bit ago. So I started. I pulled it. That is not the only entrance. Where some of the other entrances are kind of unknown. I've seen another entry point. And I kind of have an idea where it is, but not really. Groovy Gavin went back again a few months ago or something like that, and he went in a different area, a different entry, but he couldn't really remember where it was either. They just kind of dropped into this area, and he was like, I don't even fucking remember. They just took me to this spot, and we went in. I was like, wow, that's not helpful. So there are other entry points randomly. But a lot of them are not marked, obviously not known, kept under secret, and some of them apparently are tricky to get out of. We were going to do that with the overnight. We were going to go out a different exit to save time, but when they heard how to do it, we were like, it's not worth it because we didn't know if we could actually do it. So I go the same way every time because I feel like that makes everyone have the real experience. Otherwise, you feel like, as some people said, it feels like you cheated and you're not getting the full catacomb experience if you don't go the real route. How do you find the entry? Someone did tell me where it was. A lot of people wonder and they've tried to ask me. I do not give away the entry. What I call the classic entry. Again, the other entry points I've never really asked, but a lot of people don't remember because someone else took them and they just didn't pay attention. They're like, shit. So I just don't tell people. I know where it is. And a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people go down there randomly. So a lot of people know where it is, but it's kind of a keep it secret because it's a respect for the catacomb because you don't know who's going to go down there and do something stupid, that kind of thing. So it's more of a preservation because, again, it's getting enough wear and tear as it is. So you add 1,000 people doing dumb things down there. Place won't survive.
So you can't like Google on Safari, where can I enter the catacombs?
Not that I don't think anything's going to come up. It'll probably just pull you. It'll probably just literally show you the Catacomb Museum. the legitimate one, and tell you where to buy tickets.
So the Catacomb Museum is it above ground, or it's you can go down into the catacombs into this area, but only through this one area, and that's all the area you get to go, like a tourist.
That was built up back in the day. If I'm not mistaken, that was Napoleon's idea. He was like, "Hey, let's make this cool thing by stacking all the bones." So that's all the photos you normally see of the catacombs. That's the museum, the tourist spot. I don't know how deep it is, like in the sense of, like quote unquote underground or something like that. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's down depth. It does go down a little bit. You go down to it, but I don't know what the level is, the depth. I've never been in there, but it's enclosed, so they just do I don't remember how big it is that they wander around and you're in a tour group. I don't remember. I've seen it, something like a kilometer, something like that, or whatever. But it's secured, it's enclosed, so you can't just wander off into the catacomb, the other part of the catacombs. Hey, Wanda. So I don't know. Again, I've never been into the museum. So same thing here, Wendell's. I have no idea. I've never been in the museum. The museum, the tickets are hard to get. They're very popular. So that's why we go to the Forbidden Zone.
It's like limited entry, and they only allow so many people down there.
It's so many people per group, and then again, when they're available, they usually are sold out for like 3 months.
Wow.
We've tried to find them. We've never been successful. We never looked far enough in advance. Let's put it that way.
Fair. There was another question though, but I think you guys were getting close to being done and wrapping it up, and maybe headed on your way out with your Hebrew group, and you came across a group of people and you told them not to talk to them. Were they sketchy? Do you remember that?
Yes. That was I told them going in with the overnight group, we had run into, in that same area, some 3 guys who were like hanging out. And they actually offered them weed. And so when we went in both times, they weren't there. But on the way out, now I hear you echoing. Yeah. Wait, now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone, I think. Okay, cool. I was just like, oh. So both times they weren't there initially, but nope, there it is again.
Yeah, that's only you. No, I can't hear it on my end.
It's in my headphones, I know, but that's because it's coming back through yours on this end.
So
let me try. Hold on, let me try one thing. Let me see. So I just muted you, and I'm talking. No echo. No echo. Now.
Ow.
Echo. Echo. Yay! There's an echo when I unmute you.
You're the only one who can hear your echo. Ask somebody else if they hear it.
Right there.
Oh, you hear it too, Wendell's?
Yeah, she thinks I'm delusional.
It's
fine. It's kind of random and intermittent. So, anyways, when we were going through, I had noticed with the overnight going in the first time, some people had moved some stuff down there, and it was kind of weird. But then this last time, they weren't there again. There was still stuff, but I was like, On the way back this last time, there was more people down there. They were just having a party, and I was like, just go. Just go. Just keep going past them. Just ignore them. I already warned them about them potentially being there. They're just down there drinking, smoking, and doing weird shit and hanging out. Just ignore them.
Because when they set up the tent and you guys hung out with other people.
Yes. So that was those were different groups that were going through and wandering around. And they came through and they were just cool. But this was a group that stayed in that one area and just what their purpose is, I don't know. They're just down there literally partying. So
Okay. That was pretty much it for my questions.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Really? Okay, I'll watch more videos and make more questions, but
And no spaz, none.
none what?
How many of you caught fucking down there?
Ew.
No.
I don't know if I do that down there with dead people. I don't know. You might have to be some kind of twisted individual to be like, oh, this makes me horny.
That would be a pretty hot OnlyFans video in the Bone Throne. That would be a pretty hot OnlyFans.
All right, you and Sam go down there and you get to it, and then
Sam would never. He has class. Kind of.
unlike you.
More class than I do.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that. Dozer. Yeah.
By that time, you're so tired anyways. I don't even think you'd want to. Jesus. All right, hold on. Let me see. There was some other
Questions?
yeah, there was a few others. We touched upon a few that I started, but there were some other ones. Let's go back here. Oh, we kind of touched this one. We asked this. You asked this. This was earlier, a moment of panic. And I said the only time really was that nervous about the one tunnel. Other than that, I've never even gotten worried about getting lost.
But when you were with Groovy Gavin, they had gone off, and you're like, oh, I want to go back and make sure I know how to get out. And then you got lost for a second.
That was when I ended up in that tunnel with water. And
Yeah.
I was wandering by myself.
Spot, same thing.
But it wasn't nervous about anything about necessarily getting lost. It was just going kind of more annoying to be like, damn it. Like, I was hoping this wouldn't happen, you know? More than anything. That was more annoyance than anything.
Did you ever watch like that scary Catacombs?
The what, As Above, So Below?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't freak you out?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. Okay.
Nope.
Whatever.
I have balls of steel, I know.
I'm afraid of the dark. So I mean, I just can't imagine.
That's why you bring plenty of flashlights and battery banks.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean that there's not something scary around the corner in the dark.
Well, you were psycho enough to go down there to begin with, so you know.
I don't know if I'd ever be able to do that.
James, how dirty or wet did your camera gear get? That put the first scratch on my Sony camera I used to use going into the entry. I freaking dinged it. I was like, motherfucker, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign. The handle must have I try not to touch the camera much. Like, except for like hit the record, I try not to touch it at all. It does get a little dirty though. Yeah, definitely does. Definitely does get dirty. Hold on, let me go back to live quick.
Is there, out of the 7 times, is there one that sticks out like your favorite? Like it had a lot of fun, or something really spectacular happened besides meeting like Matt Rife, of course. But
I would say night 2 was more fun actually with the overnight group than Matt Rife even, because Matt Rife was the focal point of that with Jackson McQueen, the other comedian, which was fine. They were chill and they were cool guys. But I think the second night was actually more fun because not because I was even more involved, because I wasn't sitting around kind of waiting for them to do their thing off camera.
Right.
And the second night we went further. We didn't just stop and then leave. We actually tried to go further, and we wanted to go farther, but we didn't have time. By the time we got out, I went back to the Airbnb, and I had about 5 hours till I had to be at the airport checked in.
Wow.
Same with them.
Wow.
So we just didn't have time.
So then is it like, well, that felt totally unfulfilling. Like I could go back and if I planned it right, I would like go further and further if I had like 3 more days to just do whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we sat before the second night, particularly. The first night we kind of I met them at their Airbnb. They were all kind of staying together, minus Matt Rife and them. And we talked for like 20, 30 minutes. We had kind of an initial game plan. The second night we actually sat and had dinner together, and we were talking about, see if we can find this room. And they knew a guy, and he was like, yeah, it's kind of over here, but he wasn't in the country. And there was another exit over that area, but he was like, it's kind of a bitch to get out of. So they were like, is it worth it? It's like 2 hours from here, maybe, So we didn't do, and so I've kind of always wanted to go. And so with the Salties, I did want to go take them over there, or try going over there, but they were like, man, we want to sleep. I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough.
So they slept in their tent, right?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, again, while they were eating, I crashed for like 30 minutes, and then I was just up. And Wendell's, I don't ever run out of battery power, and I don't run out of supplies. I take plenty of beers. I take plenty of beers.
So you have to carry it the whole time.
It's just in my backpack, like 10 of them.
Okay, that's a lot.
Well, over 13, 14 hours. No, it's not bad.
Well, not to drink, but I mean, it feels like a lot.
Until you get to like the last 2, then they're kind of warm.
Yeah.
It sucks to be you, Wendell. Shut up.
I know. I am too. Wendell's crazy. He's like,
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I have a weird hobby, and that was just popular at that time, and I was available.
So you saw that him and another guy, was it the guy from the overnight channel that bought the Warren house with the Annabelle?
I
sent you that.
Oh, he and Matt Rife bought. The other guy bought it. Yeah, the other guy bought. He and Matt Rife bought a guy, Elton of the overnight channel. He and Matt Rife bought the house or whatever, something like that. I saw
the Warren house.
So whatever what is. I didn't check what it was. I just saw the title, and that was about it. I didn't watch any of it.
Well, I don't know what there was to watch. There was something to read. You don't have feelings on that? That's like about staying overnight there or opening it up to like the public to stay overnight there? Like that does that interest you?
I don't know. Sam and I kind of like the just not supposed to be there type places. Not the what I would say if you opened it to the public, it'd be like touristy.
Right.
That's just us. That's kind of how we are.
Oh yeah. No, I get that. You like those. Oh.
Like the Catacombs, not supposed to be there.
Right. So. Right. your abandoned hospitals and mortuaries and whatnot.
Let's see. Windows asked longest single period been under there.
Like, yeah, how many hours was like?
I'd say it was the Salties. That was probably the longest. That was 15 some hours. Yes, they said 24, but it wasn't.
And
They
like
wa-
the video's like really short.
I don't know how their editor cut all of that down. I have no idea. Because they had 2 GoPros going like all the time. I'm like, how did you? Except for when like we were partying, where the groups were coming in and out. A lot of times they were charging stuff, but I was like, how did you cut that down to like 24 minutes? It's mind-boggling to me
Yeah.
the way they did that. But I'd say about 14 and a half hours, 15 maybe. Because actually, when we got out, it was still dark. We couldn't see the end of the tunnels at all, and so we waited until the sun came up so they could run out and go, "We made it." They actually told me I could leave. They're like, "You don't have to stay and wait. We're doing this." And I was like, "Dude, I'm so fucking tired. I don't want to walk down this tunnel by myself." That's when it started to kick in. I was like, "Holy shit, I'm tired." That's why they were like, "The guide has no patience. He's trying to get the fuck out of here."
I was listening to it. I was trying to translator earphones, and a lot of it you just can't make out. And I don't know if it's
It's
because
so fast paced.
it really is.
It's like even the subtitle could barely keep up with it. If you're just reading the subtitle, even it was like, holy shit.
Right, right. There was at one point though that it said that you were blessed with a mouth. They said that.
I was blessed with a mouth.
Yeah, yeah. I like, yeah, they're kind of right.
I don't know. Maybe that because I was being unfiltered. That's why I wasn't on camera a lot. Also, I'm not the point of the video. But I was being myself, like just like there's that during the bone of wall the wall of bones thing I found. It was just like, holy shit. I was being just unfiltered, and they did put me on video holding a beer a few times though.
I haven't watched their video yet. This was just me trying to translate what they were saying about you, but that's about all I got out of it.
Well, that too, because it runs so fast. Even the first time I watched it like twice, because the first time I was like, are they calling me Chico? And it was the other one of the other guys. I was like, oh, but the way it runs together, it was so hard to like process it. Plus, I don't remember everything because I really wasn't listening to what they were saying. I can't understand a goddamn thing down there they're talking about.
Right.
They were just doing their thing, and I'm like, cool. I don't know Windows. This is one of those ones I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good one actually. I don't. Well, from any adventure, there's a few. There's a few good options, but I know I'm going to leave out some. I can think of one directly off the top of my head. It was an old abandoned like garage factory kind of thing in Georgia. Huge warehouse. It was open. We were just like, cool, whatever. Drove right in there, parked. And there was like an office in the middle of it. And we were walking through and we were like, huh, it's kind of dark in here because it's in a office in the middle of the building. And there was a bunch of like foam, like styrofoam, or not styrofoam, but like insulation from the ceiling all over the place. and we saw like what looked like a little kind of cot area. We're like, oh, is someone staying here? And then we looked up, and the light from the outside of the main warehouse was coming through. And this guy like slides over Michael Jackson style into the doorway. Is like, hi. It was the homeless guy that lived there. And we just backed out the other door. We came in. We're like, okay. It was just the way he slid into the door frame, literally like Michael fucking Jackson. It was like, hi. It was like, it scared me, but now looking back, it was fucking hysterical.
Do you have that on video somewhere? Is that in one?
I don't think we were recording at that point. I think I might have it. I might have it in an old. I need to look. I'll look. I might have a clip of it, but I think he caught us so off guard that we weren't really filming it. Like it was just like, what the fuck?
I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different moments I could come up with. That's why I said on the spot. That one kind of stands out. It's just it was the slide move into the door opening. So dumb. All right, let's see here. James had a good one. This is the last one I had starred, so that's good. Okay. We're at an hour and a half, so that's pretty good.
Perfect. What is it?
Do I carry any emergency stuff?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Nope. Where am I going to fit that in my bag with all my beers?
like hikers are supposed to carry like those, signal beacons, right?
Yeah.
Especially
what is that gonna do underground?
I don't know.
Make a light show for a rave? I don't know. I mean, I carry glow sticks, but that's for markers. That's not for. And again, they burn out just like anything after 6 to 10 hours or whatever.
But you haven't gotten lost because your glow sticks have burnt out. Yet.
No.
Okay.
Again, when we say we got lost, we just got turned around for a little bit.
Right.
It's not like we got lost where it was like, oh shit, and we were down there for like 10 hours going, we're fucked.
So when you're going down there, you're like, oh, maybe I should bring an extra bottle of water just in case I get lost. And instead of leaving in, like 10 hours, it takes me,
That's why I bring 10 beers and a bottle of water.
And a what?
And a bottle of water.
Okay, 1 bottle of water. An emergency stash of your power bars or protein bars or.
I actually haven't taken snacks down. Oh, they did do a funny thing in their video. They had the power. They brought these power bars down there. They were the oh shit, I can't think of the brand now. The Cliff bars. They brought them down, and we were in the council room and we ate them. And at some point during the video, though, they showed me pulling out like the sandwich I had bought at the airport from like the day before, or no, the store, and I brought the sandwich along, and they're like, "You brought a fucking sandwich?"
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? All right. Does anyone else have any questions in the chat about this, or frankly, any other final thoughts or commentary or questions that you can think of that have come up during all this? You asked a lot. We went over a lot. It's been an hour and a half.
I know. I'm sure as soon as we're done, I'll be like, oh yeah, I should have asked that.
That's how that always goes.
Yeah, I think we hit everything on my list. It was 29 questions.
That covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty in depth. I didn't know what to expect since I didn't know what the questions would be.
You didn't want them ahead of time, I was like,
I didn't for a reason, because I didn't want to like think about it. God, here we go.
Good. I already asked that Ike, and I didn't get much of a response.
I don't care. I'm kind of surprised that he wants to even co-own it. I'm a little surprised because he handled the catacomb really well. I was surprised. It was Jackson McQueen that didn't handle it. He was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?" I've talked to Jackson on Instagram a couple times since then, just briefly.
You haven't talked to Matt, right? So.
Oh no, I haven't even tried to message him. Jackson, I just texted him and be like, "How you doing, buddy?" He was like, "Surviving." That was like 2 months after the fact too. He's like, "Surviving." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised.
I don't think they told him what they were gonna do, and so he was like, "What are we doing? Something overnight? Cool." And then he just went. And he was like,
What?
"Wait, what?" And they just kind of took it in as he went, and he was like, "Fuck." Like as soon as he saw bones, he was like, "Bones where? Oh fuck, that's scary." Like he didn't think it was gonna be real. There were gonna be bones. It's a good question too. Any bats or rats?
Yeah.
I have not seen this. Last time is the first time I even saw insects. I saw like 2 spiders.
Really?
2 little spiders.
Was that near the entrance?
No, that was actually a little deeper in.
Oh.
But I've never seen a rat, a roach, a bat, nothing. Nothing. Now, are there bats down there? Maybe somewhere, but probably near the an entrance that they can get in and out of, but not. I've never seen any of them. So that's a good question. A lot of people ask that. I'm like, nope, never seen anything down there. And did I kiss the ground when I got out? No. That was just the Saltese people. To be dramatic for the camera. Why would I? I'm like, I want to go take a shower.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been pretty good here.
I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we'll wrap it up. I know, Ike. So do I.
I took the showers before the game just so I
do
don't
too.
smell
I
the-
should take one after.
You
I should take one after too.
Why? Because you're just bullshit. I don't understand.
I had another comment, but I'm actually trying to keep this somewhat clean.
Okay, let's keep it clean.
There we go. No, Ike. I have not seen the new King of the Hill. That was a question he asked. He said important question. All right. Well, let's get the fuck out of here then.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you for being here. Appreciate it on this back-to-back night. A little different tonight. A little nice. Get to end a little early for once. If Spaz sends me a fucking photo, Spaz and I will be live Wednesday night to talk all things Ducks coming up to the season. If he sends me a fucking photo,
Spaz, come on.
He keeps saying he'll send me. He did text me like 4 times earlier. I just haven't looked. Kind of busy, Spaz. I might check later, but I'll probably check tomorrow. Yeah, Frankanie, thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for answering all the questions. It's very cool because I was watching your videos and my mind got a spinning.
Fair enough. I mean, trust me. Afterwards, I always think, if I had done this differently, gone this way, maybe I should have gone this, pushed a little further. all those types of things. But then you're stuck always just wondering too, So, but when you're watching stuff like that, I get it. People are always going to be like, huh, how does that work? Where does that go? How do you know what you're doing down there? Yeah. Do you get nervous down? Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah. How do you go to the bathroom? That was my big
Walk around the corner, piss.
press that. It's not like there's honey buckets around the corner. I'm saying.
Maybe you bag it and take it with you.
Well, I mean, Americans would, or Oregonians would. I mean, we pick up after ourselves. I'm just saying.
Not the homeless. All right.
Whatever.
All right. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, maybe we'll see you guys Wednesday night for some football talk. Otherwise, we'll see you on next Sunday night.
Hello.
Or this next Sunday for the normal live stream.
There's no such thing. That's not normal.
I call it normal is for this channel. Okay.
Okay. Well, nobody believes you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Totally fine. Acceptable. All right.
Clear.
Everyone, have a great one. As James says here, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Really, really appreciate it. Helps the stream out. Share it out if you'd like to too. That'd be fun. Otherwise, we'll see you guys this next Sunday or Wednesday night. Have fun, everyone.
Bye.